Right, guys, so we're going to start up with a back-end database connection and all that. First of all, you just have to make sure you have Zamp installed on your computer. If you don't have Zamp, just go to google.com, then just say download Zamp. Then you go to the official Apache website. Then you look for the version you want to use. So this is for Windows. So just come here and then select any of the version you want to choose. Or if you can't see your version here, you just have to try and download the old version. This is PHP 8.1. If you want to use any of them, you can use that, but I am using 7.2, I think 7.4 or so. So if you want to get the same type I am using, you can just say Apache 7.4. yeah, I am using 7.4. so you can search for you can search here, then you just go through and download it. Go here. I think you will get opportunity to download from this section. Just go ahead and then do the downloading stuff. When you are done with the downloading, you're going to install it onto your computer, and after the installation, it should be able to give you a directory in your C drive. Then you see Zamp folder here. So inside the Zamp folder, there is a folder called htdocs, and that is where we are going to keep our database, right? So right click here, click new, create a new folder. I'm just going to say VPN backend, right? Just maybe something like VPN underscore backend, or just VPN backend, just like this. And this is where we're gonna add up our files, all our things into. Yeah, that is what we're gonna do. So now what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna create our table first. So I'm just gonna launch my Zamp control panel, just this is very important. So when you have the Zamp like this, just have to click on Start Apache and start my SQL server. Good. So when you are done with this, just click on sometimes it's just gonna freak out, but just don't worry, start it again. Then you click on admin, then it will just load up your admin panel for you. By default, you don't have any password set to this, and the username is root, the password is root, and this is what you're going to see, right? Okay, so just going to go ahead and then create a new database by clicking on this, and we give the database a name. So just going to say VPN DB, just like this. Click on create, and that is going to create a database for you. So here we're just going to create a table. So I'm just going to say users. So this is a users table, and by default I'm just going to keep ID, and don't forget to set it up to auto increment, and I say name, password. I'm just going to use pass. I'm just going to say user name, pass, email, something like this, email. Then I add maybe 2 additional column, or maybe 3. Then I say full name. Then I choose to use maybe serial key, because I will be keeping the serial key. So I'm just going to say serial key. Then I'm just going to say status, right? So all of these are going to be varchar. This is going to, I would like to use text. Some people is going to keep a long text. So I'm just going to keep all these text just like that here. Excellent. So I am done. So I can simply go down here, click on save, and that is actually going to create the database table for me here. So I have one user table with a blank details provided. That is really cool. So I'm just going to create a new one, and this table is going to be called categories, right? Categories. So these categories are going to be ID, and we say category name. Then we set up a status. This is going to be an auto increment. Then we set this to varchar. So this is going to set up to maybe 100 characters, and this is going to be maybe 200 characters, something like that. Then we're just gonna click on save. Then we've just saved the category. Just click on add new. Let's say this is gonna be VPN servers. Now I'm just gonna say VPN links. Right, so from here I'm just gonna specify the ID. Just make sure you add auto increment, and now I'll just say server name. No, I'll just say server. Then I come to user name. Then I go in for password. So these are the three things I need. Then I add one more, that is a status. No, we're just going to set a category first. Category. Then we add additional one. Then we say status. Perfect. So this status is going to be varchar, category is going to be varchar, password is going to be text. Let's set all these to text for now. Then let's just click on save here. So it says enter a valid length. Since we are using varchar, we just have to specify a value for this. So let's just set this 200 and just set this 200. Yeah, it really works fine. So we have our database here with all these three databases. So we have our users, we have our VPN links. That is where we're going to add up our VPN links, right? This is very, very important. So how can we get the VPN links? This is very, very important. Then how can we get the categories and all that? So basically I'm just going to go to the categories, then I add a new category. So I'm just going to click on insert, and I'm just going to say this category is going to be maybe gaming. Then I say status is active. Then I'm just going to say social. Just going to set it to active. Then I click on go. Yep, so we have two categories added here, and I go to the users. I'm just going to create a new user by inserting them. So I'm just going to say user one, password is going to be user, like that, and email is going to be user1@gmail.com. full name is going to be user first user, and the status is going to be active, right? Okay, so just click on go, and now we have one user here. So we just have to edit the full name. So let's just go to edit. Full name is going to be first user. Then the serial key is going to be okay, that really goes nicely. So we've updated this, and everything is quite awesome and interesting here. So let's go to the VPN links, and let's try to insert one link. So the server is going to be something like https:// maybe server1.com, something like this, and the username is going to be maybe VPN free, and the password is going to be maybe WMVM154, maybe something like this. Then the category is going to be maybe for gaming, and the status is going to be active. Yeah, so we can add more, but I just want to add one for this particular project. You can go ahead and then add a lot of links you want to add. So we have one link here, and all these links are going to be linked up to another section where it will be fetched from the database. Now, since we have a basic database structure, we will head over back to our project, and we will just go to the main screen. And okay, so let's go to the home, that is the home screen, and let's see all service. Yes, all service is going to contain every little thing, so you can literally say let's create tables. We will be creating separate tables for them instead of using categories. We can do that in the next upcoming lessons, or we can just do that right away. If we want to do that, we can just come here, and we have the categories. All right, that's fine. So we can add one, then we say service, right? Say service, then we set up an ID that's going to be auto increment, then we say server name. Okay, then we say maybe username, we set a password, maybe we add another one, then that is going to be we can use image, we can use all those stuffs, but I'm not going to use image, but I just want to use these three things. I'm just going to say location, then I add one more, just going to set it up to, I'm just going to say IP address, something like this. Then I add another one that is going to be status. Well, this is going to be text, all of them is going to be text. And this is going to be auto increment as well, so just have to click on go. Oh, sorry, just have to click on this save guy. Yeah, and I'm too lazy, so I'm just going to click on this guy, and with a service I'm just going to click on this server, then I go here, then I say duplicate. I'm just going to copy table. Yes, then I copied it to no, I just want to keep a duplicator, so I don't want to repeat myself here and there. And yeah, it's actually going to contain the same thing, the server name, password, IP, and all that. So I'm just going to do this for the server, so you do the rest. Just give the table some names, and that is really cool. So we will end here. On our next lesson, we're just going to see how we can create our live connections here. Just gonna make sure we test the connection and everything seems to be working perfectly fine. Until then, have a nice day, and iXoft Original is out. Thank you.